Alright guys, so good morning. So out here at the lake, I am fishing solo today. I was trying to get my dad to get out of here, but he's actually on his way to Laredo to drop off some stuff at my grandmother's restaurant. So just gonna fish today solo. Met a couple viewers at the boat ramp, Hernandez and Vidal. Hey, nice meeting you guys. Yeah, so we're gonna do some catfishing today. We'll see how we do. I have not drifted for catfish in a super long time, and I'm actually super excited about it. I honestly think between the two, redfish and catfishing, I actually like catfishing more. So yeah, so hopefully we'll see how we do. I'm not keeping anything. As you can see, I don't even have my ice chest out here today. I left it because I plan on keeping no fish. So stay tuned, see how we do. Be back in a bit. Alright guys, I guess I can talk a little bit about what I'm doing when I'm drift fishing. So basically what we're doing is the wind's coming from the north today, so it's blowing from, I guess we're like by the railroad bridge. It's blowing from the bridge, or say the dam, or sorry, the crappie wall down to the dam. So when we're drift fishing, we basically will throw out what's called a drift sock. And I'll show you guys real quick, see if you can see it, but it's that blue thing you see down there. And what you can think of that is basically like a parachute for the water. It's going to keep your boat sideways with the wind, and it's going to slow your drift down. So right now we're drifting about 0.3, 0.4, so I like to stay about 0.5. You really don't want to go over, say, 1 mile per hour. So we actually got a pretty good speed now. So what we're doing is the boat's going that way, but we throw our rods out that way. And what we're letting it do is we're letting our baits just drag on the floor as the boat's moving, to hopefully pass over some fish and get them to bite. And I'm not throwing my lines very far. You don't have to. I usually just pitch them, and then as we drift, I'll start manually just letting more line out. Alright, so we are good to go. So now it's just a waiting game, guys. We will see how we do. So we've got about 6 rods spread out. You kind of see we got very back, and we kind of just stagger them all the way towards the front. I do have 2 open rod holders. I didn't bring my other 2 rods today, but sometimes I would like to suspend drift, so I'll probably drop 2 rods just straight down, and I'll kind of crank them, 1 or 2 cranks off the bottom. But I decided to leave those today. I wanted to just do strictly drift fishing. So yeah, we shall see how we do. I just got to check my lines real quick. I threw them all out, but now I just got to make sure that all the line distances are different. So I typically like to have like my last rod or my front rod, either or, it doesn't matter. But I start one far out, And the next rod, the line is a little bit closer to the boat, and then the next one goes further out, and the next one comes further in, and then further out, and then further in. Whole point for that is that if you do end up getting a fish, they still are going to swim sideways. So you want to try and have them a different lane. So, you know, if it's the one that's further out, once he starts to swim sideways, you're not going to get crossed on the line, and then hopefully you can straighten them out before you bring them in. And then for the rods that are shorter in, if they go side to side, they're going to be going underneath the furthest line. So it does tend to help with tangles sometimes. Sometimes if you're not paying attention, you get a bigger one. Well, it's still gonna cross you anyways. So stay tuned. All right, guys, we gave our first drift probably about 30 minutes. We didn't give it too long. Usually I'll give a drift about 45 minutes, maybe an hour, but we did about 30 minutes. Really wasn't marking a lot of fish, and then also I was targeting like a drop-off area up in my first spot, and from the way the wind was blowing and the way I saw I guess the waves or the current moving, I kind of positioned myself to kind of go over that ridge, and I guess there must be some other current. I'm assuming probably pulling in water to go into the plant, because I wanted to go in one direction and I was going in another direction, so I completely missed that ridge. So that's fine. Ended up moving to another spot. I wasn't marking any fish anyways, so moved to another spot. Now I definitely am going to pass over through 2 ridges, it looks like, and I'm on track for that. So all these ridges is basically anywhere where there's, you know, you have a high point, you kind of just like drop off, and I'm going into kind of a channel right now, and then it's going to start raising back up again, and then I'm going to get on the back end, I'm going to start dropping back down again. So we'll see how this one does. This drift should be about 45 minutes to an hour to get through both drops. So we'll see. Stay tuned. In case you're wondering, a lot of people ask what I smoke. Today I am smoking LFDs. So this is La Flor Dominicana. So this is their La Selva Especial, so special reserve. It's pretty good. I really do like LFDs. They're probably one of the better ones I like. Nub is another company that makes some real good ones. They're not very big, they're nubs obviously, so they're short, but they burn real clean, so the rings burn down real evenly, and considering their size, they do take a long time to smoke. So yeah, so that's what I'm smoking today. LFD. I got this LFD and I got another LFD in my bag, so I'll be smoking 2 cigars today. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, looks like we might have one. Doesn't feel big, but it's a fish. Well, light didn't feel big, but it was a good size. I'll grab my net. A good size. Let's check them out. yeah. All right, no skunk. It's a nice solid blue. Probably at least maybe 5 pounds. Real nice. All right. See if I can somehow get a picture of this guy. Get a picture, but we shall see. Yeah, I'll do. All right, time to let him go. All right, buddy. Alright, no skunk. No skunk today. Another one over there, guys. See how long he hangs off. Looks like I might be getting another bite on my back rod. Let's grab him. I don't play around too much. I don't play around too much. It's all right. We'll get him back. That feels like a good one. Man, that guy pulled out some line. Alright, I'm really going to navigate this guy between these lines. And this one hit pretty good. He was pulling out some line. It's not gonna let him play around. And he's way out there now. There he is. I see him. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Probably see him swimming out there. Well, it's a nice blue. Still want him crossing my lines. think he has a leech on him. Something. Alright, buddy. Good blue. Good. Alright. Let's check him out. Thought he had a leech, but he's just got a little black mark right there. Yeah, that's nice. Man, he hit hard. Thought he was gonna be bigger. Still a nice solid blue. See if I can get a quick picture of him. Let him go. Nice. All right, good thing we're not keeping fish today. Down she goes. All right. Hey guys, I mean, drift fishing is not a, it's not a fast and heavy technique. You're not gonna be loading up on a ton of fish, but you do get some quality fish when you do get them. That's what I like about drifting. A lot of times we don't get the real small ones. We end up getting the the better size, the better eaters. So if I hadn't let that first one play around, we probably would have 3 already. Yeah, let's get rebaited. See if we get more. Alright guys, so just so you know, so like when you're drifting, it's real hard. So like, the first 2 fish that we got were, well, second one I didn't get, but they were up in the front of the boat. So there was that furthest rod. So when you catch on, your furthest rod's out, it's a lot easier. All you do is just throw your line back out, let out your line, and you're good to go. But like on this one, it hit on basically the third rod in. So you don't want to try and throw your line out and try and, thread the needle, as they say, because the chances of you crossing one of your other lines are extremely high. So what you end up doing is, I caught it on this rod, but the 2 outer rods, I just moved them in to one rod holder over, and then I throw the other line, the line I caught the fish on, throw it on the way furthest out. So this way you don't get your lines crossed. Good little tip if you're ever out here doing this and you catch one in the middle. If you try it out, you throw your lines out, you end up seeing that you get crossed over again. It's a good way of keeping your lines from getting tangled. It's been a good drift so far. So we definitely when we get near the end of this drift, I've been tracking my drift where we started, so we'll probably just start back up where we started our drift and come back down this channel. So yeah, if you're able to kind of track your drift somehow in your fish finder, if you have GPS, you should be able to do it. Just track it, and if you get in a spot where you got several bites or landed several fish, go back up to that drift and do it again. If you don't get any bites on that next drift, maybe they moved, maybe you want to try a different spot. But yeah, so far not bad. 3, well, 2 keepers, one I let play too much. channel this time. Someone's calling me. Nice channel. Not too bad. Whoop. God dang it. Ah. He pooped all over my boat and I just washed it. Alright, go. God dang it. Pooped all over my boat. Oh Lord. Okay, time to clean it. Good one up there. This guy was taking some line too. Not bad. I gotta get my lines in. We're getting close to the shoreline. And throw them back real quick. Alright guys, that drift wasn't too bad. So landed 4, let one get away. So yeah, so definitely some fish down those 2 ridges in that channel we passed. So we're definitely gonna head back up to our starting point and then do that drift again. Hopefully see if they're all kind of still hanging around there. Not bad at all. Alright guys, so kind of check this out. I'm going to show you guys on my map. So the good and bad thing about drift fishing is you need to work with the wind. So hopefully this shows up pretty good. So this line here, that was that drift that we were catching those blues on. And then so we ended the drift down here. And then I drove back up to where we were going to start. And when I started, we started off on that line, and then look what happened. The wind shifted. So now that's my new direction that I'm going. So I'm going to completely bypass that whole spot where we caught those fish at. But you know, that's what it is. You got to deal with the wind. And you can see the wind picked up a little bit also, because we were drifting about 0.3, now we're drifting about 0.6, 0.7. So yeah, that's that unfortunately is one of the downsides about drifting, is that you're very dependent on the wind. If the wind doesn't shift or change directions, you're great. But once it starts to switch and move, and it becomes a lot harder to keep targeting that spot you're on. But you know, we're kind of still in the same general area, so we'll see. Hopefully we get some more bites coming through. So yeah, stay tuned. Alright guys, so yeah, we didn't end up getting anything on that one either. So we ended up moving to a completely different spot now. We're gonna probably be my last drift. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. So probably just do one last drift, probably just finish the cigar, and then just gonna call it a day. So stay tuned. Hopefully we pick up one more at least. But we'll see. We'll take it from one and then go from there. Heavy. Thought it would be something bigger. Feisty channel cat. Not a blue, but you know what? Still fish. Alright guys, nice little solo trip. Fished about maybe about 10:30, 10:45. Seems like that one drift really got most of them. And the last drift we finally got one last channel. But all in all, not a bad day. It's fun to be drifting again. I sure do miss this. So yeah, enjoy the video guys. We will see y'all later. Bye.